From Aero Service Team, and we are standing at the site of an apartment fire that happened not very long ago. And Tyler, you and the crew are here to clean it up, and it's just amazing. You walk in and you see the damage that is done. What do you guys do? You step in here. First of all, tell us what happened here.
Sure, Wayne. As you can see behind us here, pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
We're standing in the kitchen area of the apartment right now, and directly behind us you can see a toaster there. And to my understanding, the toaster was actually, plunger was stuck down, and there was a piece of plastic on top of that toaster that combusted, accelerated, and then obviously as you can see, got hot,
Yeah.
burned up throughout the entire unit here, and I ended up evacuating the building. It was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and we'll show you some shots of the rest of the place. You've got it down to the studs here because you got to basically start over. Is there anything salvageable in a situation like this that Aero can do?
So depending on the situation and how hot it got in this particular case, she was a renter.
Yeah.
She didn't have renter's insurance. We talk about why renter's insurance is so important for people. It's cheap. You know, if it didn't get to this point, there'd be a lot of stuff that we could salvage if there wasn't this type of heat. And also, they would have paid for her stuff for replacement as well for what she lost if she had that.
So it's not only her stuff, but there were children involved too. So there were toys and everything that was destroyed.
Yep. So lost about everything she had, kids' stuff. I think there was even a couple animals in here at the time. And yeah, basically she's starting over and had to move out and be relocated.
Okay, so it was a situation where something happened with the toaster. She left for work, and all of a sudden you get a call about, what, an hour and a half after the fire started and said, hey, we need you guys here.
Yep, and then we dispatch. We were out here, and actually the building was then ventilated, and people were evacuated out of the building until it was safe to come back in. The investigators finished up. Then we went through isolated power, you know, made sure that things were safe for the tenants to come back on. Ventilating it is very important, and then getting in and securing doors and windows and making sure that the property is, you know, secured so people can't get in there and steal things or tamper with evidence that potentially could be needed by the insurance carrier itself.
So the fire marshal comes in and does what? What did he look for here?
They do their investigation and go through, I don't know the exact details of what they do, but then they write up a report and give, you know, the insurance company documentation of what they seen happen and how they thought it went about.
Sure. Okay, now you mentioned renter's insurance. Are there other precautions that people should have? Renter's insurance is useful after the fact, but are there some things that you would recommend beforehand?
Yeah, and I mean, and after the case too, like on this, documentation is huge nowadays with insurance companies. Photos, as many as you can get, personal property and structure-wise, and then getting on site with the insurance carrier and the adjuster and walking this site and making sure that we're all in agreement on scope of work as far as how far we're going, what happened, chasing that smoke, and making sure that we're doing the proper job to make sure when we come back and this is finished, there's no odor and we're pre-loss condition. Right.
You had told me, Tyler, off camera, that out in the hallway there was some smoke damage and things like that, but for the most part, the tenants were able to go back into their apartments. It was contained basically to this particular unit.
Correct. We did to get some water in the lower level, but we were able to mitigate and clean the hallways and get people back in the same day.
Okay, we see where it's at right now. We're still at the beginning stages here. You've got the sheetrock and things torn out in other rooms, but what's next, and about how long will it take to get this thing back up and running?
This is about a 90-day project, depending on lead times with windows and doors and cabinets and things. Cleaning, taking it down the studs, and then doing your odor control and your rough-ins. And then once you're done with that, then your basic build back.
You're right, the odor control, because it's like a campfire times 10 when you step in here, because it is very strong.
Yeah, exactly. And once we get it down to the studs and the framework, before anything gets put back, you should be able to walk into that building and not smell any odor.
Okay. Give us the things you want people to take away from this segment as far as A, if you're a renter, B, if you have a situation like this, what do people do? What should renters do, first of all, to make sure they're covered and they're as safe as they can be?
Talk to an insurance agent or go online, get basic renter's insurance so you have the help to handle what needs to be done, whether it's moving or replacing your things. And for homeowners, if you suffer from something like this, have something like this happen, don't wait. Contact a restoration contractor like Aero ASAP so we can come out and start mitigating the loss.
Contact your insurance agent first and then contact Aero, right?
Yep.
All right, we had it on the screen where you can contact Aero. Tyler, I appreciate it. What a great scene, and I say this just because it shows what can happen in a fire. I appreciate your time on this.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne.
All right, let's send it back to